Hey guys, welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and it's time for some more Building with News. So the first thing I want to talk about today, before I get into the actual new news, is something that a couple of you guys actually pointed out to me in the comments, and this is something that I did actually miss yesterday, and I'm glad you guys pointed out, because it's actually pretty cool. Somehow I managed to miss that in one of the action shots of the high-grade Gundam Barbatos Rex, you can actually see him holding the mace with one hand. And that's significant because in every other shot of the kit we'd seen, he was either resting on the ground or holding it with both hands. So that picture shows that even if it's for just a short period of time, you can have him hold up the mace on his own. So the first news story of the day is actually another reissue. Yes, we're getting another premium Bandai model re-released in March, and it is the Master Grade Prototype Gundam. Now this is using the Master Grade Gundam 2.0 mold. It's probably my favorite color scheme you've ever gotten on the RX-78, so I might try to grab this, but at the same time it is just a premium Bandai recolor, so I might go the custom paint route if I ever decide to add this to my collection. So we also have some new images that are from, again, Dengeki Hobby. These are more stock build images of the Gundam Vual. As you can see, I've got it here from the front, from the back, just kind of standing here in a neutral pose. We haven't gotten any really proper action shots of this kit yet, but it is looking pretty neat, although it's probably not one that I'm going to be picking up anytime soon. So next up we have a brand new premium Bandai reveal, and that is a color variant of the Master Grade GM Cannon. Now we got the GM Cannon a while back. It's basically just a kind of semi-moderate retool of the GM. I personally think it could have been a retail kit, but I understand why they made it premium. Although this one I understand why they made it an exclusive, because, oh boy, this is digging very deep into Gundam lore. This is the Master Grade GM Cannon North American Dispatch colors. It's, in a way, I guess it's kind of like a GM Cannon real type, sort of, in that they gave it like more realistic colors, but it looks like they're officially calling this the North American Dispatch colors, which is what I'm going to call it, since that's what they're calling it. And it's basically just a gray and different colored gray version of the GM Cannon. It's got some little, looks like it has some new markings, which is kind of neat, but for the most part it's just another one of those proper premium Bandai models we get, where you look at it and you say, huh, okay. But you don't necessarily feel like you have to get it. You know, if you're a completionist, you can go for it. If you're one of the 5 people who knew what this was before the model came out, you could go for it. And by the way, actually, question for you guys, how many of you actually did know this even was a thing before Bandai made a model of it? Because I sure didn't. So while you're answering that question, I'm going to start work on the arms. So, first off, I want to talk about the stickers on this kit, because they're not good. So this is one of the ones you have to put on the shoulder here. Okay? Yeah. It folds over a lot, it's really unintuitively designed, and there's not nearly enough of those little cuts in it to allow it to wrap around things properly. So you kind of just have to crumple it down. More than likely I'm going to rip all these yellow stickers off once I'm done with this video and just give this guy a proper paint job, because they don't look good. So this is going to go here just to start off. I'm just going to kind of jump right into this. I'm sort of familiar with it, but I might have to refresh my memory just a little bit as to what exactly I'm going to be doing, but I think I just popped this. Yeah, I just popped this in here. This is then going to clip on here, and then this on top of it. This way? It's this way, yes. So it gives him a little hinge, right? Yeah, it gives him a little hinge down there. Okay, so it's time to build a shoulder for this shoulder pad to go around, just like this. And now we're going to take this and this, just like this, and there's a peg here, hole here. They go together just like that. And we have a shoulder. Then we're going to take these two pieces and clip them together like that, and these should be going right down onto here, unless I messed something up horribly, which I did not, which I didn't. They just go right down on top of that part, just like that. So now I'm just going to take this little piece right here, and that's going to go on like this. And then I'm going to take these two white parts, and we have more stickers that are pretty bad, although they're not quite as bad as the one on here. I think this is the worst one I've come across so far, but they're all none of them are really that great. Like, obviously foil stickers are never good, especially if you have a lot of them, but I feel like sometimes they design them in such a way that they're not that bad, but these ones are pretty bad. I'm just going to say that right now, and hopefully that won't bring the kit down too much, although I can see it being a definite turn-off for some people. And I got another sticker on this piece, but of course this one's just going on a flat surface, so it really doesn't have any problem at all. So now we're going to do the arm. So this piece is going to be oriented this way, I believe, as I connect this in here. And then this piece is going to go around it like this. I want this piece to be facing with the C, the inside of this C here kind of pointing outward, so it meets up with that little rounded area right down in there. And then I just drop this over the whole thing, just like that, and boom, it's an arm. And again, flat surface with a sticker, so there's no real issues with that there. And then we have this piece, which is kind of weird because it sort of goes on top of the existing GN sword slots, so now it has a new slot that's pointing forward at an angle. Kind of weird, not sure how that's going to come into play when we get this all together, but it could definitely make posing with a sword a bit more cumbersome. But there's just this extra gauntlet here that goes around his arm, so that's all on, and now just a matter of taking this little spacer here, popping it on the upper arm, then taking the two halves of the arm, locking them together, and that's pretty much it. All we need to do now is pop his arm on, and I got that shoulder pad on backwards. This should be the right hand back. Yes, it is. And already we can see that the sticker on his shoulder is doing a lovely job of peeling off, so I'm sure that's gonna be totally still stuck down by the time I get around to reviewing this, right? Yeah, no. And because Exia came out back when alternate hands were actually a thing they regularly included with their kits, we got an open hand as well. Yay! So one thing I've always wanted to see as a master grade is the Stargazer Gundam, just because it's a pretty cool Gundam design, and out of seed, I think it's definitely one of the more interesting things we got from that series. And also, it's just a generally cool design that I think could benefit from being a master grade, especially if they use like a bunch of clear parts for the energized sections, for example. And I'm bringing this up because very recently, a third-party model company by the name of Model Bingo announced that they were in fact making a master grade Stargazer Gundam. They had kind of a prototype of it that they showed off in a few pictures. And of course this is a third-party kit, which is why I didn't throw it in with the main news. And I don't generally cover third-party kits, but in this case I wanted to make an exception to it just because I've noticed in recent times that whenever a third-party company shows off something really cool that they're working on, Bandai's kind of had a history of making it before they can, or at least right after they do. I think a couple good recent examples would be the Master Grade Providence Gundam, because there was a third-party version of that was revealed literally the day before they announced the official Master Grade Providence Gundam at Gunpla Expo, which I thought was pretty funny. And before that, of course, we had the Perfect Grade Gundam Phoenix. We had a Debon version that came out just a little bit before the Bandai one. And while they were different colors of gold, it was very obviously a very similar idea. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really hoping that Bandai does that again, and they announce a Master Grade Stargazer for late 2017, because I would be all over that. It's not even news at this point, this is just me talking about stuff I want to see happen. So yeah, let's build a waist. Okay, so, I thought the shoulder stickers were bad. Then I got to the waist. So, this back skirt here has a couple stickers on it that are definitely not the greatest. They're not sized that well, and you do kind of have to wrap them around the bottom here or around the top, and they're not that great, but they're still not the worst. They're still not the worst. This, though, this is a single piece of blue plastic. That's some Guji on rebake level crap going on here. Yeah, I mean, I know this is a 2010 model that was a modification of a 2007 model, but even by those standards, this is still kind of extreme. But enough worrying about this stuff. Let's just do it. So I'm going to pop the weird floating hip thing into the middle of the waist unit and then seal it up with this piece on the back that I'm half expecting to have some kind of sticker over there, but I don't think it will because I believe that blue part will be ultimately going over it, and yeah, it probably will. There's actually another sticker that's supposed to go into here, but I didn't put it on, so well, I'll throw it on when I've got this all together or at some other point in the future because quite frankly I don't want to put another sticker on this thing. Oh, okay, so it kind of hooks in underneath where the beam saber holders used to go. That's neat. That's neat. I like that. So I'm going to stick this over there. So yeah, that whole back waist section basically gets completely covered up. And then we have this piece, and just like with any high grade, you would just separate the front skirts, but I did that already, so it was a pretty easy little thing to do. I just pop this on here, just like that. It's really quite simple, honestly. This is only just being stuck on the end here just because I wanted to make this a little more substantial than just me building an arm. So I guess here we go, because there's no side skirts on this or anything. Nothing that's built into this. So I apparently just take it and stick it in. And there we go. The Avalanche Gundam Exia gets its name from the avalanche of destruction that it creates. The high-grade Gundam Avalanche Exia probably gets its name from the avalanche of stickers that you have to put onto this kit. So yeah, not the most impressive build experience. I think this is probably the most disappointing 00 kit that I've built since the Reborn's Gundam, but if you ignore the really tacky pieces of paper stuck all over it, it's actually a really cool looking kit, so I'm definitely looking forward to this, although these are already showing that they will not have the strength to hold up anything, so hopefully whatever is going on there is going to be pretty light. But that is all for tonight, so if you enjoyed this video, as always, please do leave a like right about now. And if you're new to Channel 2S, basically I make all kinds of Gunpla related content, basically anything I can think of, you know, building videos, news, reviews, basically anything. As long as it's related to Gunpla, you'll probably find it here. So of course, if you're a Gunpla fan of any kind, I would recommend hitting that subscribe icon right here in the middle of the screen. If there's no end card right now, well, I've made myself look like an idiot by waving at nothing, and you might have to wait a little bit because I probably didn't put the end card up yet. But anyway, there should also be thumbnails, hopefully, beside that little icon if the end card is actually working. You can check those out, and as always, I'm Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time.